Good morning, good morning. What's up, everyone? Hey, Timo, Christian. Hey, Chris, what's up? How you doing? And welcome to our folks joining us on YouTube. Welcome to our Tuesday morning, another day, another gap, RTH session at the Trading Syndicate. Hey, Moran, how are you? All right, what's up? Here we go again. Yeah, these infinite gap ups, they're trying to tell us something, really. The Hey, Nick, Raj, hey, Val, Hank, what's up? Uh, well, that's really the thing, right? Go long and always go long. Now, if I told you, listen, folks, if I said, hey, you know what, guys, give me 10 grand each, and in 5 years, you'll owe $100,000. Be like, wait a minute. You kind of do the Scooby Dooby Doo thing, and kind of go, what? If I give you 5 grand now or 10 grand now, and then what? I owe 100 grand? It's not really a good way to get money out of people. But if I say, listen, give me 10 grand now, and in a year and a half, 2 years, I'll give you $150,000, now you're cooking with gas. You get it? This whole deal is for capital appreciation, right? So what Wall Street wants us to do is they want us every month to come and buy a little bit of stock, buy a little bit of something, and then go away, right? Anybody watch Russell Peters? Take it and go, right? Take it and go, right? Now, along the way, some smart aleck went, you know what? This thing moves during the day. Why don't we trade it back and forth? Now, here comes trouble, right? So, what we're trying to do is while these people are taking their inventory to the store to get rid of it, we are trying to jump in the middle. So they invented products for us to trade, right? Now, which is okay as long as you know how to interpret the information in an intelligent way. If you have trouble interpreting the information, well, then it's a bit trouble, right? There's, as the penguin would say, big trouble, man, big trouble, right? So how do we interpret this? When a market opens outside the previous day's range, I call that a gap, and that's what market profile people have taught me. Right now, you guys have all sorts of different gaps. You have, what do you have? Island gaps, peninsula gaps, you know, Cool Ranch gaps, you know, nacho cheese gaps. You got all kinds of gaps, right? For me, there's only one gap, right? And it means something because when you open outside the previous day's range, it means there is a change in business, right? So what you could buy at 60.40 yesterday is now 61.20. there's a significant change in price. But that was during Globex, which is the night session. Now, the night session allows people to do all kinds of monkey business. So what we have to see today is whether this change is accepted. And how do we do that? If we stay above yesterday's high and we don't get back into yesterday's range, then that change is going to be accepted. Now, here is a couple of, you know how you have the argument for and the argument against? The argument for change being accepted is that current price is above the entire cost basis pretty much for the last month, 2 months, right? So when price is above cost basis, it allows people to retail it out for profit, right? Because cost basis is what you pay for your stuff. This is distribution of that cost basis for profit. So that's for. Now, what about against? Right? Well, for crying out loud, JJ, it's Globex. Right? Do you really honestly think that size traders are going to come in and start buying 6120, 6111, 5,000 lots at a clip to start positioning long? So that's against. Right? The buying here will last as long as, and I don't mean to sound rude, but as long as we have enough suckers who chase price and want to buy it over 11, it'll stay above 11. So what do we have? We have people who are caught short under 11 who are trying to buy it back, right? You got short sellers trying to buy it back. And then you've got, you know, your FOMO longs, right? Right? So those are the buyers that are trying to buy this up here. Now, both of these sets of buyers, they're a little, they're not really stable. So as soon as they see something go wrong, they are going to start to puke, right? So when inventory is long like this, overnight inventory is, what, 99% long, 98% long? We have a good chance, a 60 to 70% chance that we'll get a move down. When the market starts to liquidate, and I'm going to show you, when the market's going to start to liquidate, as it hit the high and it liquidated, you're going to see two cost basis areas in the overnight profile. If I draw a line, say, right here, there's a cost basis here and there's a cost basis here. So do you see this level here where that stop is just at 61.13? If that breaks, we'll come down and take the rest of these lower stops. If on the open 61.12 and 3/4, 13 doesn't break, you will get rotation back up. What you're looking for is you're looking for where the short bid comes in when business opens. You see, when business opens, it's different than the night market. This is the night market. You can get away with all sorts of stuff in the night market because there are less players, less competition. The New York Stock Exchange is closed, right? So you can move inventory, right? So that's what's been going on. So what you want to do is you want to watch that 61.12 and 3/4 level. Do you notice that every time that we've gotten close to it, the selling just shuts off? like a switch. Pay attention to that, right? The large sellers are selling here at 26.75. They stop selling at 12.75. So what they're doing is they're distributing in this zone right here. Okay? It's good business. Now, why do they stop at 12.75? Because when you get down to 12.75, pretend 12.75 is a glass door. And if you're a seller, you're looking through that glass door and you see all the people lined up to buy. Right? If you see all those people lined up to buy, what are you going to do? Should I play the music from Jeopardy? Right? You stop selling. Now everybody will think, oh, there's a big buyer and they're buying. No, listen, I've run deals for 30 years. When you come to a level where the buyers are, you raise price. That's what creates support. The offer lifts, okay? And people will follow price up, right? It's simple. So that's how we trade. When a market doesn't break a level or when it looks below a level and comes back up, we do a little long, put our stop here, sell the middle of the range. The upper target is the top of the range. And if it doesn't get to the top of the range, get out of your inventory. Right? It's like people who are working at Walmart looking through the glass door before the place opens up on Black Friday. Exactly. Right? And contrary to popular belief, when prices are going higher, they go, oh, buyers are in control. Like, what kind of crack are you smoking? Buyers are in control. What buyer wants to pay more? Oh, it's $5. Oh, I want to pay 10. What kind of thinking is that? Who wants to buy a $5 item for 8? Exactly. The sellers are always in control. The only time when the sellers are not in control is when there is a panic and they have to reduce the price of their inventory to get it the hell off their books, right? That's why margin call selling, those kinds of situations, when markets dump, that's when sellers, unfortunately, have to discount the price of their goods. The goods here are ES contracts. Right? There's nothing more to it than that, folks. Okay? That's all it is. So our trades are crafted around these business principles, which are as old as time itself. When the first caveman ran out of rocks, he raised price. Right? Hey, Derek, good to have you with us. So a 30-minute chart is what I have on the right-hand side. The 1-minute chart is what I have on the left-hand side. This is called a TPO chart, otherwise called a market profile chart, which is just a fancy-ass way of saying it's a half-hour candle chart, which has got a few extra bells and whistles. The 30-minute chart is like, if you're looking at maps, right? The 30-minute chart is like the map of the city. The 1-minute chart is the map of the neighborhood you're in. Does that make sense? And I do use VWAP. I just don't have it on here just now. Hang on. Let me go put it in. So VWAP is, all the way down at 60.50. Okay? So we are in distribution above VWAP because that's the other thing about markets, right? Markets accumulate product under VWAP, sell product over VWAP. Once again, it's simple. Is it 61.18? I don't know. Oh, I didn't set it. Ta-da! There we go. Sorry, VWAP's in the wrong place. One sec. Wrong chart. No, I didn't. This morning, Jam, I had a chart go weird on me, and I had to use a new chart, and I never reset my VWAP. So let me go do that now. 1,000 apologies. There, now it's set properly. Thanks for the heads up. We're still at distribution over VWAP. Not as high, though. Okay? So what I usually do is I just draw the line for VWAP. Yeah, I blew up a chart this morning, which well, you'll see if you watch the replay. Yeah, let's grab some coffee and see what happens. Now, where's Howard the Puck? Is he around? Howard the Puck. The Puck did move up. It was here, and now it's up here. Good distribution. You're right, VS Squad. I had it in the wrong place. Geez, it's really windy here in Liverpool this morning. Afternoon, I should say. Yeah, sometimes the scrolling in Sierra chart is crazy. Here's how I use VWAP, Derek. If I'm short, say I was short 61.26, right? As the market gets to VWAP, that's where I'm going to cover because I know there's going to be bids here. If I'm long 61.12 and the market comes up to VWAP, it's going to be a place where I take profit. I don't initiate trades at VWAP. Not in this market. Years ago, when VWAP was more stable, you could initiate trades around it. When it's nice and stable like it is here for the last hour and a half, you might be able to take a trade off of it. But when it's moving around and when the markets get volatile, those VWAP lines and the standard deviation lines start curving up and curving down, and they're useless as you know what on a bull, right? So I use it to exit a trade, not to initiate. I like a fixed reference to initiate off of, right? Because it's less work, right? Using a moving reference opposed to a static reference is like you're on a horse trying to shoot another moving target. Everything's moving. Your accuracy is going to be a little difficult. And unfortunately, as retail traders, we need to be accurate because we don't have the luxury of being early and waiting because we don't have the capital, right? We don't have the capital to be $30,000 offside in a trade and hold it for like 8 hours or 2 days, right? That's not how we do business. Hey, Ginny, what's going on? So, now we have news, of course, and I, for the love of God, don't try and figure out the news. I remember in the 70s, my dad bought all these books about the Middle East and tried to teach me about it. I didn't know anything then, and I know less now. So I just let the chart talk to me, right? I just let the chart talk to me because I cannot interpret the news. It happens too quickly. I don't trade news, right? I like the Gomer Pyle way of trading, right? I just let the chart tell me what to do, and I just trust in the chart. Oh, Powell's talking again too, right? I love the way you put that, Doc. 6122 holds the key between bulls and the bears. I see this figure in a robe with a big key around its neck. None shall pass. How you doing? You're still awake. What's going on? How are things in Saudi this afternoon? I guess it's early evening, right? Yeah, everybody else lies, but the chart just doesn't lie because it's an accurate reflection of the transactions of the underlying business. That's really all it is, right? Trust the chart, right? Now, I know everybody wants to short this thing. Now, another question from Jeopardy. What do we need to be able to short this kooky thing? We need sellers to compete and offer prices lower. In this case, we need them to offer prices lower than VWAP. Right? We need sellers to compete because you're not going to get prices going down unless sellers compete. Think of it. If you had a monopoly and you owned all the ES contracts, or you and 6 of your friends owned all the contracts, why would you lower price? Just something to think about. Alrighty. 5 minutes to the open. See, trades off the open, trades off the open. Now, folks, when we open on big gaps, when we open on big gaps, the price action might be a little choppy and a little sticky, right? So let it kind of warm up a little bit. Let's see what happens. Let the larger traders come in. Do you make more money in volatile times like this or more docile? I like boring markets, Derek. I like nice two-sided trade. And if you stay with us for a while, if you come join us at the Trading Syndicate, you'll see how I like to make money, and that's in a boring way. Nice two-sided trade, no drama. Now I'm 57 years old and I've been in the business 33 years. I've taken 200 companies public and I've traded billions of dollars in order flow. So I don't really need the rush, right? I was raised in the business and I treat it like a business. So I like non-drama in business. Like say, for example, you had a job in an office, right? And you worked at an insurance firm. Now, when you go to work, do you want to just go to work and do your business? Or would you prefer going to work and have your boss throwing rocks at you all day while you're having to do work? Now, some people like that is volatility for me, right? I just like nice, calm, buy a little bit, sell a little bit, short a little bit, buy it back. No drama. Do you get what I'm saying? Because it's just work, right? I would like to go in and do my work without, someone shooting at me. One thing I will caution you folks about, because the news cycle is volatile and creates volatility, don't be insane. Don't trade without stops. Okay? The stop is your insurance policy on your business transaction. Okay? The stop gives you information and it also insures your account. Right now, I see that we have sellers here. So we got sellers just above 24. Oh, what happened? Oh, excuse me. How does price from the old contract relate to the new one? It doesn't. That's why I do the continuous volume, the continuous contract volume based adjusted, what the heck's it called? Hang on. So what I do is continuous futures volume contract, volume based rollover back adjusted. That's what I do. What you want to do with any level truth, right? If you are, if you're not back adjusting your contracts, just make sure that you test the level before you trade off of it, right? Now, longer time frames, yes. Like my level at 60, 65 and 3/4. That level is 4 years old and it's been extrapolated from COVID levels, right? So you're right. And here, off we go. And they're off. Underneath VWAP, we're going to short it down to the bid, and we're going to find the bid. Right? Once they find the bid, the offer will lift. Right? Overnight inventory is very long, and now we're looking for a correction to it. So we found the bid here at 14. Right? The offer lifted. If you're unsure of a trade off the open, let the market open and let it speak to you a little bit. Right? Right? It's been a minute. Let's wait for the next 1 minute candle, right? Scalping is the best way to make money when you first start trading because you learn how to think quickly and you learn how to get rid of trades that are bad quickly. The worst thing in the world is a slow trader. They're about as useless as a poopy flavored lollipop. Okay? You want to be able to think quick. Scalping teaches you how to think quickly. Right? Let's see if we can get above VWAP and above the open. Right? You want to learn how to think quick. Long 19 quarter out at 22 on one, 22 half on the other one. The reason I went long over VWAP was because I saw that candle didn't take that one out and we caught a bid, right? Remember I said they're going to sell the market down, find the bid, and turn around and go long. There you go. Okay? We know that there are sellers at 24, right? Yeah, don't try and make all your money in one move, in one trade, right? If somebody put a pizza in front of you, you're going to try and eat the whole thing in one thing? No, you cut it up into pieces, right? Everybody wants to say they made 100 points on a trade, 30 points on a trade. 99% of the time, those people are full of horsepucky. Okay? And they're just, as they say, what do they say in England, Raj? They're telling porky pies. Right? Now we're going to go back down. Right? Try and make 3 to 5 points a trade when you're starting out. Learn some discipline, learn the business. Just take it easy, enjoy yourself. When you get stopped out, try and learn from it. Don't make a big federal case about it. We have to go and lie on a psychiatrist's couch if you get stopped out. Right? It's a business. Right? Back and forth. We've got a little what we call rotation going because business is a little slow. Right? So you have this little rotation here. Right? Oh, for God's sakes. You know, people take a few trades and next thing you know, they need to go talk to Dr. Ruth. Like, just learn the business, right? I'm not ditzing trading psychology. I'm just saying there is no amount of trading psychology that is going to replace knowledge and discipline and hard work, right? I think people were getting tired of the Dr. Phil reference. I don't know any other TV doctors. It's been a long time since I watched TV. I know Dr. Phil, Dr. Ruth. I don't know the other doctors. Oh, that's right. Oops. You guys are going to have to get me some more up-to-date references. Oh, that's even worse, War 1959. All right. We caught a bid. Let's see if we can break 23, 24. Right? I told you it would be choppy when we opened. Why is it choppy? Because nobody really wants to buy it up here. Right? The only buying here is forced buying. And people who are like, no, it's not much of a correction yet. Give it some time. It's only been 4 minutes, 5 minutes. Let's see. Sometimes, Dr. Shah, there we go. But you're not a psychiatrist. You're more like Dr. No. in the Bond films, right? Not much of a correction though yet, right? Hey, Redbeard, what's going on? Right? It's a gap. You got to have a little bit of a joke when there. You got to have some joking and some fun in this business. Otherwise, all your hair falls out and you have heart attacks. I do like volume profile. I don't trade off of them, right? See, this is market profile here, the letters. The volume profile is on the other side here. I use both of them, right? Some people say I use volume, I use this. I'm like, why not use them both? It's kind of like a Reese's peanut butter cup, right? It's a good it's a good combo. See, look at that pesky seller is still there at 24. Right? So now we're going to move away from the seller and see if we can get them to sell cheaper. Now we're waiting for more customers to come into the store. Yeah, I'm a Magnum PI, Rockford Files. That's my era. I really haven't watched much TV since then. Look how small these candles are. Look how slow it is. Nobody really wants to flinch. Volume's light. Now, eventually, if enough people line up, they'll pop the price over 24, and we'll be looking for 26, 26 and 3/4. I don't see a short just yet, my friends. I know you guys are aching to short this thing, right? Let the large traders get rid of their product and wait till they have to put it on sale before we short it. It is, really. It is. I don't see a short just yet. We came close to 26 and 3/4. Right? Now let's see if we back down under 24 again. And if we do, we have to break 22 to have any sort of meaning to this move. Come on now, there's 23. Let me make this a little bigger. Now, I'm not short biased, but I do like liquidation in markets because it gives us better price action. Liquidation is like WD-40 or liquid wrench, right? It lubricates the market. When markets stop selling, they get very, very, very sort of jerky. What's every wiggle up and down? Hyundai is just slow business. It's just slow business coming in, right? And there's no size orders in the system yet with any sort of urgency, right? It's like you open the store and a few people come in. It's not like everyone's lined up willing to buy or willing to sell, right? If you've ever worked at a store when you're a kid, I remember used to work at this convenience store when I was 13. It was called Jungle Gyms. And at 2 o'clock in the morning, there was nothing going on. 2:30, the drunk people from the bar would come in. Now, let's see if we can run that stop at 27 and a quarter. One sec, folks. Somebody's at the door. All right. Trying for 27 and a quarter. See, we ran that stop. Let's see if we can run the stop above at 28 and a half. It was the 80s, Mike. You know, we had a little bit more freedom. So we stopped right at 28 and a half, 28 and a quarter. Oh, Colombo and Miami Vice were good shows. Love Columbia. Okay, we tag the stop. See how it's creating buying? When you run the upper stops, it creates buying because it forces the shorts to start buying back, and then the FOMO longs will buy back. So you see that little volume there. So right now we know that the shorts are trapped under 61.14 half. It's really choppy. It's not smooth at all, which is normal, right? It's a little plugged up. You know, you hear a lot of traders talk about unfinished business. The market right now could use some prune juice. So if you are long, that standard deviation, there'll be a few sell orders there, right? And if their algos see that there are a ton of bids underneath, they'll lift the offer over that standard deviation. It is kind of slow, isn't it, Moran? It's a slow night in Walmart, or a slow morning, I should say. If you've ever trapped shorts for a living, you can actually feel the short position in this market. And I don't trade by feel, but I'm just saying it's really forced buying. We might get one AZS. We might get a stop run to the upside. Let's see. Now we're going to put it on sale. See, remember what I said? There's going to be some selling here, right? Now they're going to backfill. So when they backfill, that's like a quick little sale. Attention Walmart shoppers, for the next 10 minutes only, ES is on sale. And they're looking for the buyer. When they find the buyer, they'll lift the offer back up. So if you're short off of that, you're looking for a cover somewhere in this 25 area, right? That's the first sign of weakness that we've had. But that is a backfill. And if it gets back above 26 and 3/4, be careful, okay? Watch your whiskers. They're going to distribute a little here. And that distribution will start bringing in buyers if we can hold price steady, right? The thing about markets, which is really funny, is if you hold price steady, people will come in and start buying. It's almost like a nightclub. Start a lineup, people will go stand in line. Long 28, offered at 29 and a half, out one. Out the second one at 29 and 3/4. Flat. I'm just scalping long. If we clear the 31s, look for 33. The next structural stop is up here at 36/4. Seriously, yeah, if you hold price steady, people will come and buy. I saw it as a young guy when I ran a nightclub. I'd open the club at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, I'd start a lineup, right? There's nobody in the club. By 11, 11:30, I had 300 people standing in line. It was great. Then people would grease you $100, to get two people in, past the line. It's just business. Why do you think people stand in line for hours to buy the new iPhone, the new PlayStation 352 or whatever, right? Nice, Redbeard, nice. See how it's slowly creeping higher? Right? That's very hard price action to short because it feels weak, right? It looks slow, which it is. But the sellers are not desperate. So that one red candle that we had, which allowed me to buy some 28 and sell 29 and 3/4, right? Those are just little sort of quick flash sales, right? How can we see the lineup in a chart? Sorry, how do you mean, Christian? Just watch the offer, right? See now another little flash sale down to 26 and 3/4. I cannot believe it's so slow. This gap has really, really put a little hitch in the giddy up of a lot of traders. I'd love to come down to Texas. I did some of the best business of my life with people from Dallas and people from Houston. Great people back in the 2000s and 1990s. Could literally do multi-million dollar deals on a handshake. Great people. Back down to 24. There's 24. So if we don't catch a bid now, let's look for a little liquidation. Come on, you want to sell off like a normal market. I went to sell it at 25, but I couldn't get any because I missed the trade. So I missed that. If you're short, you're looking for VWAP at basically 20. They'll front run it a little bit. As it lifts up, look to see if the sellers engage at 24. If they engage at 24, we might have a seller here. Now, if your market gets above 24, 24 and a quarter, then you're in trouble on the short side, right? So if you lose the seller here, then you're in trouble, right? They're your backup. See? See how it's starting to starting to screw around there, right? But if that seller still engages, that's what you need. That's what you need. You need those sellers to engage. They're not aggressive, though. That's the problem. You want an aggressive seller. When you're short, you really want an aggressive seller, right? So if you're scalping around, that's okay. See? Look at that. You start losing that seller, it's a real pain. It's just kind of hanging in there. There's the aggression we wanted, right? There's that aggression. You want to short that 22, 23. See if they tap the 21 and a quarters. And I'm flat. Yeah, I didn't get the best. I should have been short a little higher up near 24. Want that aggressive seller. See, and they bid it right at 21, and they stopped selling. So let's see, it might bounce around between 21 and 24 now. It's too choppy for a trade here for me now. Yeah, I think 61.13, 61.12, that's my pinata low. I think if we break that, all the candy above will start to fall out. Right now, it's kind of pussyfooting around here in this 21 to 23 area. And all that's doing is sucking people into going long, going short, going long, going short. Just relax. Let's see if we can take out VWAP. That would be handy for the shorts. Come on. Here we go. Sell off like a normal market. You know you want to. Come on. There we go. There's a touch of VWAP. A little responsive buying, which is to be expected. That's a little short covering off of VWAP. Now let's see where the sellers engage again. We have news at 10. Thanks, Truth. They do. They do. They do like that, right? That's great business for wholesalers is chop because you make the spread. Okay, now it looks like we've got sellers underneath 19 and 3/4. So if you're short, right, candles, the highs of these candles are consistently lower, which is what we want when we're a short seller, right? Short 19, covering 18. I got one left and flat. Finally, we got a little bit of liquidation. Do I have any rules for taking profits out of a cash account? Yes, weekly. Get your money out of your account before your ego can get your hands on it. If you make money every week, get it out of the account at first. Don't try and grow your account, not in these markets and with limited um, trading skill. As you develop your skill, you can work on those things. But always get your money out of your account before you're tempted to take bad trades. Think it's house money, all of that stuff. Brokerage firms are meant to wire money out of, not into. Right. When I do deals, every Wednesday we do a wire. In the old days, we would always do wires on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Hey, Plandels, welcome to the room. So let's see if the news can break the ice at 61.12. Good to have you, and welcome to all the new folks who joined. If you have any issues or any questions or anything like that, DM me at any time. You notice how slowly it's liquidating? You can tell there's a lot of short covering because it's liquidating so slowly. Good stuff. Yeah, any help you need, just let me know. I'm always around. We came close. Came close to that 13. Caught a little bit of a bid. Look at all that volume. Just short covering, right? As soon as we got down there, they came rushing in to buy. Look at all that volume. Right? What we try to teach you at the Trading Syndicate is we want to teach you how to, if you're short, this is a place you would cover, not initiate, right? Now, let's see if we can get back above VWAP. If we can't, Oh, they heard me. They just spiked it. Remember, it takes time for markets to liquidate sometimes. That's the kind of annoying thing about the ES. It's not like a penny stock. Like penny stocks will just go straight up and come back down, right? But this will go up, go sideways, and distribute before it comes down. So if you're shorting, really basically your out is VWAP, right? If we start climbing over 20, be careful on the short side, right? If you are a larger trader, you can let the thing work between here and 24 because you can spend more on business expenses. But really, if you're a smaller account, you always need that. You need that seller. You need that seller. So if you're shorting, use VWAP as your out and put some bids down here at 15. Say you're short 17, 18, right? Make sure you put bids in. And remember that there's your wiggle room is between 17 and 19. And if we offer back above 19 and 3/4, watch out, okay? Always remember if you're short to have your buy orders in because the corrections can not, sometimes they don't last very long, right? So say you're short 18, put your bids in, put your 16 bids in so you can cover, right? Because remember at the CME, it's FIFO, first in, first out. Get in line. Get your orders in there. That way you're not racing around and rushing, right? As soon as you're short, put your buy orders in. As soon as you're long, put your sell orders in, right? Now that does two things. That gets you in line. The other thing it does is it allows you, like if I'm long and I have a sell order 2 points higher and that order doesn't get executed, well, it tells me something, right? What does it tell me? It tells me that nobody wants to buy it at that price. It's not a poor low, Sing. That's a proper low according to the market profile, guys. That's 2 ticks of excess. So if you have one or less than one, a double bottom, then it's a poor low. Oh, Powell speaking now? Is he talking like the whole day, or is it just kind of like, is he doing his testimony thing? See, what did I tell you about it? It's creeping above VWAP, right? That's a pain. That's a pain for a short seller. Because now the position's underneath us. We're going to take this and we're going to go sell it. Where are we going to go to? We're going to go to 24, folks. So if you're long over VWAP, if you're long in those 19s, right, the logical thing is to try and take this and go sell it. Now, there's going to be some sellers here, and there's going to be some sellers along the way, right? Yes, the magical rate cuts. kind of all bets are off when he's yapping because if he says something a little kooky, it has been a challenging trading environment. It really it's lots of crazy news. You know, it hasn't been an easy environment to trade, and trading at the best of times is not easy, right? Lately, it's been very hard. But that's okay. You just kind of trade a little less, watch a lot more. Pick your spots. Had a couple of decent scalps. Nothing really to write home about. Let's see what happens in the next couple of candles. The main thing about this business, say you don't make a lot of money today. The biggest thing is not to lose a lot of money, right? So you're around tomorrow so you can do business tomorrow, right? That is the main thing about this business as a retail trader, right? Only the kids on YouTube consistently are driving Lamborghinis, right? But normal, regular folks, some days you're not going to make a lot of money. And you have to just understand that that's business. Yep, he must be talking. Yep, there we go. Jeez. And that's why you use stops if you're long, right? Then we're going to come up and we're going to see sellers. Somewhere here, we're going to see some sellers. As soon as we get up to that 16, 18 level, if there are no sellers, God knows what he said. But remember, we said as soon as he starts talking, all bets are off because order flow becomes very, very, very unpredictable. Jesus. Seems to be a seller at 17. It's very easy to get short in the hole in this market. Right, there's a little space. That's the only thing that's saving the shorts right now is that little space between the top of those candles and VWAP. Those are offers. My short sellers, be careful if we get accepted above VWAP, okay? If we accept above VWAP, really the only thing that's going to save you are those 24 sellers there. Really unpredictable order flow here. It's going to be a choppy day. Short 18, covering 15 and 3/4. No, I had to take him at 16. Yeah, I had to take him at 16. I could not get filled at 15 and 3/4. I'm watching VWAP right now, AZS. If we get above VWAP, then we're going to rotate higher. What triggered my desire to leave the markets? You mean like leave doing deals or enter the markets? Sorry. The reason I stopped doing deals is because I had a heart attack. And then my best friend and business partner passed away, so it was a little harder. He was the salesman, I was the trader. And the reason I got into trading was a book called Liar's Poker, written by Michael Lewis. So I'll leave this alone, right? I took one little short and it worked, but now I'm just going to leave it alone because it's kind of choppy, and I'm kind of afraid that we're going to get above VWAP. If we get above VWAP, look for 24. Don't diddle in the middle. I really like trading from the outside edge in. When you get into trouble in chop in the middle is really difficult, and especially if you have a Fed speaker just flapping his gums, um, it it makes it very, very unpredictable. See? So there is a seller at VWAP. Now let's see if it can hold these lows here at 16. It's creeping. Remember, folks, if you are long, sell into strength, please. Don't stand as, don't stand around. Let the grass grow under your feet in this market. Okay? It's very unstable. Keep your risk tight. Make sure you sell into strength if you're long. Okay, there's probably going to be some selling in the 24 area. I took some at 18 and I'm out at 21 and I'm flat. Oof, jeez. That felt like work. Oh. Bought a little at 18 and sold it at 21. It's like digging ditches. When I saw this big red candle, I was tempted to short it. And then I saw this quick rebound. Like I was like, oh, geez, what are these idiots doing now? It did. Remember today, folks, to just sort of keep your, really keep your risk tight. Keep your risk tight and don't get too out on a limb on trades. Okay. Yeah. There's a significant short in this market underneath that 12 area. So be careful shorting when it gets down in that hole. And because he's speaking, Powell's speaking, you know, it's just repetition, Derek. That's all it is. There's that lift that we were looking for, right? Just join us. You know, you're welcome to come and join us at tradingsyndicate.org. We've got that 25% coupon, so it's like less than, you know, it's less than a cup of coffee a day. And, you know, we'll also help you if you want to pass those Apex evaluations. There's lots of discount codes and stuff for that as well. Um, I also do one-on-one mentoring, so there's that, and it's lifetime. So I take you on, and it's for life. Lots of options depending on what you want. And if anybody needs any help, reach out and DM me. I'm vwaptrader1 on X. vwaptrader1 at gmail.com is my email. And if you need help, just reach out. Hey, Chris, what's going on? Never see you in the room. How you doing? Good to see you. Oh, I do. You, if you're in the room and you ask me a question, just DM me anytime. And I'll hop on the phone with people all the time. I do it all the time. Right? You don't have to sign up for mentoring to get help. Hey, SD Bill, welcome. Now, remember, we had that pesky seller at 24, right? They've been here. Let's see if they come in again, right? They've been here all morning. Do we have enough buyers to raise price over 24? It's creeping. See, look how it hit 24, 24 and a quarter, and it just stopped, right? The reason for that is because if you're a size seller and you were able to sell product there before, chances are you're going to sell there again. How do I know? Because I used to be the guy, right? Takes one to know one, right? See, when I look at a market, I go, how can I sell 20 million shares of stock in this without knocking the price down? How can I get people to come in and buy? Those are the kind of questions that that go about in my head, right? Like, how can I distribute $200 million worth of stock over an 18-month period? So when I take that perspective and I help you trade, knowing how we think on the other side. See, there's that seller at 24. So if you were long 18, 19, right, sell into that 24 strength, right? If you know where the sellers are going to be that take your customer, you want to sell before they get to your customer. That's really all it is. Now, guys in the mentoring class, are we going to do a price action lab at 11? What do you think? No? Okay. We'll do a quick half hour. I've been doing this for 33 years. I got into the markets quite young. Not as young as some of my friends. A lot of my friends had dads that were traders and dads that were deal guys. Like one of my buddies, his dad was a massive mining promoter. But he hated the business. He hated being there. We worked at the same brokerage firm and he hated it. He wanted to be an actor. He didn't want to be a broker. He wanted to be a Hollywood actor. It was hilarious. Another one of my buddies, his dad owned a brokerage firm. He didn't want to be a trader. He wanted to be a male model. It's like, go figure. Right? I was like, so I used to hang out with their parents and get them to teach me. Okay, we're clearing the 24s. Once again, back in the 90s, Vancouver was a real resource town. You had a good trading day, Horizon? Good stuff. I like to see people making money. It's a wonderful thing. Hey, my pleasure. Remember, folks, Thursday is month end. Yes, journaling is a great thing to do, Punday. It's a great thing to do, right? I've been journaling since 1993. And before, I wasn't retail trading, right? So I journal deals and who did what and where they held their stock and all sorts of stuff. There you go. Well done. That's beautiful. 2 to 3 points, 5 contracts. That's the sweet spot, isn't it, Horizon? Now you can go play golf, go to the beach, you know, whatever tickles your fancy, right? That's freedom. That's what we want, right? Make our money and then go enjoy life a little bit. Beautiful. I love it when a plan comes together. Right? That's beautiful. Oh, here we go. A little bit of a seller now. Back down to 61.19. On days like this, I'll spend a lot more time watching. I'll scalp around, but it's very interesting to watch. You can learn a lot on a day like this. Just remember, you don't have to be in a trade all the time, right? Now, Horizon, don't go spending all that money on a fancy stereo. Remember Mr. Deeds? I don't think anybody's seen that movie. That was a good movie. Uh, well, folks, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for joining me. Please come visit us at tradingsyndicate.org. No, no, Derek, that's a little bit overdone. We did go to the bars, but just with regular people, just like regular people, blowing off steam after work. That, and then you go grab a couple of steaks. Now, that whole, that was more, guys in Florida and stuff like that. We were a little more calm. Yeah. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful day. We'll see the folks in the coaching class in half an hour. And the rest of you, we will see tomorrow morning at 7:30 UK time. That's when I do the other stream. And I'm trying to see if I should do another stream near the close. Let me know what you think, if you guys want one. So far, I haven't had any feedback. Thanks, everyone. Trade smart out there, okay? Be safe. And if you need help, reach out. Thank you so much. Bye for now.